Hello, welcome to another episode of the G.I. Joe New News Review. I am joined by my special guest, Brian Sauer. Today, he is the showrunner of Assembly Required AR. He is the volunteer of tons of passion projects. He is a wonderful graphic designer and graphic artist. He's doing tons of projects. So welcome to the show, Brian. I appreciate you taking time to come.
Thanks. No problem at all. It's always fun to talk.
And that's really what it comes down to. We all love this brand. We all love G.I. Joe. We just want to talk and hang out and just shoot the breeze about the thing that we love. And really, that's what AR to me is. I've only been to one AR, but it feels like I've been to 100 ARs because it's such a wonderful experience. The one that I have attended and already am planning to attend the next one, it is a fan experience all the ways around.
Yeah, yeah. And I know that when we first met, first time in person, it was a text message from Bill Leach, who was, you came to town with him, and he put out on the message board, "Hey, anybody want to go to lunch?" And I happened to be heading to the other side of town, passing like minutes away from the hotel, and I said, "Sure, why not?" So I just literally stopped what I was doing, came by, picked you and Bill up, and then we just went to lunch downtown. And that was the first time I got to meet you. And this is, what was this? This was, I think, was this Thursday or was this Friday before the show? I think it was Thursday before the show. So, yeah, there were things to do and running around and grabbing stuff and last minute this, that, and the other thing. But no, I have to eat too. So why not take a couple guests from Florida out and show them a little bit of what Des Moines has to offer. So.
Well,
I think.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, I was going to say, I think this is Des Moines. I think that's a little bit of the show in a nutshell. Is that really we really want to hang out, get to know each other, share our passion and joy for the brand, and welcome more people into the community.
And that's what I was going to add. The whole thing was where we were helping. It was like everybody that was in town already or was available to come to town early were like volunteering and helping put stuff together. And I was running around with you, going to print shops and graphic places and doing all these things that you don't usually get to do stuff like that at a convention. I've been going to conventions since I was like 6. This is the first time that I helped with this type of stuff. I got to learn a lot of things about you in those hours and days prior to the show because I had never met you. I knew of you and I heard your name bandied about, and we may have crossed paths at Joe Fest the year prior, but right. I don't think we had any long conversations or anything like that until you grabbed me and Bill after we got to the hotel. And I had a really good time just chatting with you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was fun discovering, like getting to know people who had the same passion for an entire lifetime. And, and again, I think this is one of the unique situations that I found in this hobby is that we all become quick friends. It is one of those things where I see most everybody once, maybe twice, if I'm lucky, 3 times a year, and and so, but you pick up right where you left off. You have that conversation, that dialogue. You can, message each other back and forth a little bit, but it's not really like a a guy, we got to warm back up together. We got to try to figure out who's who again. It's really a quick grab.
And it's not just yourself, Travis Weber, and I can't remember the young man that was the winner of the custom contest. He went on an excursion adventure to Target and bought a whole bunch of toys, and it's just everybody was doing all kinds of stuff together. We went to, what was it, that guy's warehouse? Jeez. Oh man, I'm looking forward to that this year.
Yeah, we went to Jay's CD and Hobby. He's got 3 stores in the metro area. He's been a big supporter of us from the get-go, and he's gracious enough to let a select few of our folks come in and visit the back, the warehouse. It used to be the back room, but now it's the warehouse, and let us go sift through things and, you know, make some selections out of things that have not made it to the stores yet. So again, you know, we're trying to create an overall experience. This isn't just about what happens on the showroom floor on Saturday. This is from the time you get in to the time you leave. We want to show you and have you go and experience, like, just not just the nerd stuff, but the culture stuff in Des Moines, restaurants and food and locations. And yeah, we pack it.
You have some very decent restaurants, and that's one of the things that I've noticed going to a lot of shows, places that I've never been until I've gone to shows in those areas, like Augusta, Georgia. I never really traveled around Augusta, Georgia. Maybe I traveled through it to get to Myrtle Beach or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I never really hung out in the area. And I discovered they had some really good restaurants. And Des Moines was no different. They had some really good restaurants there as well. And I was just at Kentuckiana, and I was out doing stuff, and there was some good restaurants around there too. I think that's the thing about these shows, is if you just go to just buy G.I. Joe toys, that's fine. That's great. We're all there for G.I. Joe toys. But if you have the opportunity to help that community, help that area by trying out the restaurants, going and visiting other tourist things, if you have time, I try to do that. I try to visit other things around a trip that I take. Unfortunately, with Des Moines, it's a weird timing, because the plane is like from Thursday to Sunday. It's like the exact perfect time. Even though I wanted to stay to Monday to hang out longer,
right?
I can't really do that. But you know, it's one of those things you could do if you're driving in, hang out.
Absolutely.
There's
The
the video game place, the bar restaurant, Uptown or whatever.
Up down. Yes.
That was incredible.
Yes.
Me and
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just say, yeah. No, I mean, we do want to make sure that, like, we hit the fun spots and show what the city has to offer. So that's over in the East Village. We usually have the show on the west side of the river, you know, right by the, you know, it's the convention center this year. That's right by next to the hotel. And that is just like 3 blocks away from what's considered to be downtown, like the downtown entertainment hub area. But again, it's quick, you know, what, 3-minute drive on the hotel shuttle to get over to the East Village. It's a walk. It's like a 10-15-minute walk at best.
Yeah, and a bunch of us walked up there. Patrick Stewart, Ben Conway, Skeletron, Marco Byrne, the D-Class guys. I don't know if you were there. You were busy doing something.
I might have been a little tired because that's Saturday after the show's all wrapped, and I need to take a little time to rest up. Depends on what happens the night before and the night before that. So we're trying hard to mitigate some of the stress. You know, I mean, and for the most part, the show isn't really that stressful. I would say it's probably one of the most comfortable, like, conferences I've ever couple things either I've been to or that I've put on. And but no, I'm just trying to make sure that we have enough time beforehand so that we don't have as much responsibilities. Because yeah, Travis and I want to hang out with people. We want to talk. We want to talk toys. We want to talk life. We want to have fun, enjoy everybody's company, and not just be so bottled up in you know, trying to clean out. Hurry up, we gotta get everything out of the space. Hurry up, we gotta get everything in the space. Hurry up, we gotta get everything prepped. So I think that's one of the benefits of this year, going to a 2-day show. We're gonna get that. We got bigger space. We're gonna have more time in that space. We're gonna have more time for loading. It's gonna be I'm hoping that this is the new norm, is that we start having these late Friday showrooms, early Friday load-ins, and just making it more and more. Like Travis and I have been working really hard to be more ahead of the game than we've ever been before. Oh, what happened here?
Well, and
Did you lose me?
that's the thing. Yeah, I can see you. You're
Just
good.
visually lose me?
I lost you for a minute there, but I got you back. That's the thing, helping with the running of Joe Fest myself. I
Okay.
am getting more involved in these type of things and the logistics, and seeing how the logistics are, and the stress level, and the things that you don't think about, the weird things. And I know AR isn't as complicated as Joe Fest, obviously. Maybe at some point you'll get it to that point. I don't know what your goals are for the future, but little things like why they can't get trash barrels for the dealer's room so people can throw stuff away. They kept having to have to go to the back room to throw stuff away. Little things like that that you don't think about, like water
Mm-hmm.
fountains. Make sure there's water around for people to drink. And, curtains and screens for video stuff, weird things that you don't think about when you're trying to do a show. But these little details make the show smoother for all the people involved. And now you've had the show for about 10 years now, and it's kind of been like a fan gathering when it began, and it's kind of grown into a legitimate convention now. But I still look at it, even though I've only attended one, as a community type event, because there's so many things going on around. There's the banquet, there's different panel rooms with different events, the cereal and cartoons, and then there's going to be a few live panels this year, and a bunch of special events. You've brought in some heavy hitters, Ron Rudat, and I'm sure you got some other surprises planned.
You were working on some other surprises. Yeah, I was gonna say planned is a little loose, but we're always working on trying to bring more stuff to to the event.
Oh,
So,
Ron Wagner
like I
too,
said,
right?
oh, Ron Wagner, yes. What's better than one Ron? Two Rons, Wagner and Rudat. So, two legends in their fields. Both, great guys who I would say, it's awesome because to have these guys who both, for me personally, from a artistic standpoint, who have been such an influence on my, I should say, indirect influence on my career and my passion for what I do and create, and how I visualize and storytell, has a lot to do with the input from both of those guys. And, having Ron Rudat here this year on the 40th anniversary of G.I. Joe, and that's something that's important to me, to us as a community, as Codename Iowa, I think I should say, is that this is the 40th year of a Real American Hero. And I feel personally, as a fan, that it's kind of gone by with a whimper. It's not really been like a big celebration party or anything like that. Like, I mean, seriously, 40 years, 40, and we're still talking Snake Eyes and Duke and Cobra Commander. Like, these are characters. These last longer than some comic book characters, longer than, this is serious territory. And I want, then that was like, it was a goal of ours, is to make this a celebration, is to celebrate, highlight the work that Ron has done, highlight what he has contributed to the brand overall. Thank the man. I feel like, even, and it could be a system or a victim of the system of the 80s, but like the designers, the artists, the work that they did was treated as just a disposable product a lot of the times. And their creativity and what they poured into it, their heart and soul, doesn't get as celebrated as what creatives do today. And so I feel it's important to bring them over, bring them to Iowa, and have them understand and get that adulation and appreciation from us. Because I'm sorry, like, I mean, I love what Larry Hama does. I love his storytelling. I think he's a brilliant creative, but you need kind of like Ron's designs to have a Snake Eyes, to have a Grunt, to have a Hawk, to have, and so I think, it's the creative process. And again, this man is a very talented, celebrated artist in his own right. And then just put it on top of it, like what he has contributed to pop culture in specifically being, GI Joe, the Cobra logo. I think the Cobra logo, as a design nerd, is like the most fantastic thing in the world. The first icon that I remember ever taking note of as a child. So yes, I can sit here and talk about Ron Rudat and what indirect influence he's had on me for hours on end. But yeah, we're very happy to have him. He's going to be here Friday and Saturday and hanging out with us, and we'll have a few surprises both for the fans, for the attendees, and for Ron. Hopefully, we're working on some fun things. But then yeah, like I said, Friday, first time we've ever done a Friday. First time we've done 2 days. So Friday is going to start with a customs class with AVAX Lab, Kobe. We'll be doing a vehicle build. We've revealed a little bit about it. I can tell you it is a HISS tank. We will be providing you with a kit that will have all your parts that you need. It'll be providing you with a blueprint with some stickers and a few other surprises in there. And he'll walk you through the build process to build this modified HISS tank. He's kind of famous for his vehicle builds and what he does and how detailed and elaborate they are, and then also how durable and playable they are. So it's not going to be a fragile little model. It's going to be something that actually moves and works and functions. And so again, we wanted to do something that, the HISS tank was such an iconic vehicle that Ron Rudat had input in and worked on the designs. And again, let's take something that as what he started with, and let's put our creativity towards it.
You have a lot more going on than that. You have things for the kids track, like the coloring, and then I think there's a scavenger hunt or something going on, maybe.
For the kids, we emphasize we want the kids to have fun, and we want the kids to discover this world. So yes, we do. We have a scavenger hunt, essentially. So kids come in. This is a Saturday event. So Saturday, okay, to clarify, the events on Friday, those are paid for. Events on Saturday are free. So anybody can attend. The cereal they can have, the kids can come, like it's all free on Saturday. But the kids, yeah, they come in, you come to the front desk and they will get a little handout, much like the old inserts that we got with our vehicles. And inside there is I think there's like 3 puzzles to solve, 3 different things. One's a crossword or a word search, connect the dots kind of stuff. There's a couple things in there that we put a little harder for the kids that the parents have to help out on. And they are really truly tests of adult knowledge in there. So, it's not meant for the kids to do alone. So it's important for the parents to be involved. And then what they do to complete that is that they have to go around and ask 8 different people, 8 different vendors or guests questions. And in return for asking them a G.I. Joe related question, they will be given a battle ribbon. And if they collect all 8 battle ribbons, then they can turn that in and they'll get their recruit kit that is full of stuff. This year, we're working on making the kits, and I can tell you, we're talking about a couple new action figures. We're talking some comic books. We're talking just some other fun toy stuff, some buttons, stickers. Like we're loading them down. They're going to be, loaded down with a box of souvenirs and stuff that they can go home and play with.
I wish I was a kid.
I know. Well, it doesn't. Yeah. Well, that's where we have the gear box for the adults that they can pay for, and they get loaded down on their stuff, but they have to pay. That's their scavenger hunt, is to dig in their wallet. No. It's something where, yeah, like, and again, we're fans first. I'm not a professional showrunner. I do events for professional or as part of my profession, but I'm not a professional showrunner. I don't put on other shows. This is the one physical show we put on, and I'm a fan, and I want to see have people have fun and with the discovery and the experience. And so things like the gear kits, the raffle prizes, even just as simple as doing the cartoons and cereal before the doors open. We put out cereal, milk, oat milk, whatever milk, and we do donuts and coffee, and we throw usually 3 cartoons up before the show starts, so everybody who gathers, and can sit down and just kind of prep, get jazzed for it, and then then come into the showroom and attack, and go about your day and discover all that there is to discover. And this year the showroom is huge. Like, I mean, I'm a little like blown away by the response we've gotten from vendors and everything. So we initially were looking at I think the venue allotted us like room for 30 tables. We upped it to 35. We are now up to 45 vendor booths, vendor spaces, with the option of possibly going up to 50. So right now we stand at, I think there's 2 or 3 vacancies. Like I think we're at 42, I think, tables right now. So we've got a handful left before we're completely maxed out. And
I know that was a concern of yours, is trying to get some vendors out to that area for the show, but it doesn't seem like there's any concern needed.
No, it's actually it was crazy. So I got to give a good shout out to Peddler's Post. They came in and asked for a significant amount of space. I mean, nothing that I would say would be it wasn't an unreasonable ask, but it was us to made us snap up and stand at attention a little bit, because when they came in, we were at our initial capacity for floor space. And so working with the venue, and found out that we can have more. And so that boosted us up. And it's been great, because we got a lot of newcomers this year. We got a lot of people from, I want to say from Wisconsin. We got somebody, where am I thinking of? We got Wisconsin, Oklahoma, Texas. We're getting some vendors from a little ways away, and we're getting a lot of new people involved. So I am super excited to see that. I'm glad that people are taking the chance to come up and bring their stuff and vend. I think it's great. The diversity in who we have on the sales floor is great. So everywhere from things like RoboSkull, having Skeletron and Ben and Mark there showing off the latest what they got, and then like Operation Recall. Carson will be making an appearance this year with Operation Recall in the 3D Joe's book, which I help out with the 3D Joe, which I'm helping out with the book, the current Kickstarter book, or the past. I don't know. Is that current or is that past? It's already happened. I am currently working on it.
And already.
What else do we have? We've got Call Sign Longbow coming. We have. So yeah, we're working on delivery for it. Yeah. Yeah, and what else? Can't forget After Action Report. Rumor has it is that there could be a Kickstarter starting that weekend for Volume 3 of the Action Reports. So, which is awesome. Very excited. Another little project I got a finger in. I'm thumb in the pie per se for this one. There's a few things going on.
James Kavanaugh is going to be there with the club.
Oh yeah. Yes. He's going to be repping the club. I know he's been hard at work, and I've been helping him out with a few things on that too. Had a conversation with him today about some print stuff, and we're helping him out getting some stuff in order. So we're working on that too. So there's a lot. And I mean, we haven't even gotten to, we're talking about, you just got straight up toy vendors. people who are there with bringing toys. We got a few private collectors who are bringing some of their collection to weed out a little bit. So I know I'm personally working on trying to bring a few of my goodies that have been taking up a little extra room. Get rid of some duplicates, some triplets, some yeah, things like that. And then we got a couple guys coming with 3D printing and doing 3D modeling and things like that. So let's
That's
see
one of the
here.
things last year that I thought was fantastic. It was some of the like auction prizes were those 3D vehicles. I was like, damn, and I really wanted some of those, but I didn't win any of that. But God,
Yeah.
that's if they have all those things for sale, I think they're going to do really well.
So that was, you're specifically talking about Lou, who came last year. He's a local guy, and he brought some stuff. And he didn't. He was like, "I'll just bring a few things. We'll see how it goes." He like sold out in 2 hours.
Yeah, of course.
So he's back. He's bringing more. I already told him he's done a 6-inch set of classified pack rats. I already told him I'm put me down for a set. I'm buying one right away. He's got some other things. He's coming back with his Zartan swamp skis. Those were pretty hot last year too. And then Travis will be doing his stuff. I'm trying to remember his workshop stuff. He'll be bringing his 3D products. And then this year, new is Mark II Toys. Mark, who's actually helping us out with designing some of the exclusive weapons that will be in the gear kits. He'll also be on the sales floor with his stuff. I know I bought four of his weapon kits over at Joe Fest and have been in love with them, and I was really happy that him and Travis connected and worked this out. And he's coming and he's helping us make product. It's like, this is fantastic. Great community like that. The other thing we're working on, well, we're not working on, we know we're doing it, is we're going to be demoing the Renegade games. So there's a local group here in town called Deltan who do board games, RPGs. They're mobile. They're like a mobile gaming. Like physical gaming mobile. Like they load up their van and they go to bars and they go to corporate events and run games for them.
Is that Renegade Game Studios?
Yep, no, it's not Renegade Game Studios is going to be there, but the Deltan will be there demoing the Renegade Studios games.
Oh, good, because I've been buying all their stuff and I have nobody to play with.
Right, and so those Joe over there, he's figuring it out so that we can have 20-minute rounds, so everybody can get in and get a taste of some of the games. And so they'll be having their team there going through it and operating them and teaching people how to do it, which is great, which is awesome. So like, I'm excited because again, I'm like you, I got the stuff. I haven't done much with it other than like flip through the books and kind of read some of it. I haven't had a chance to play with anybody. So I'm super excited about doing that.
I don't know if 2 days is enough to do all this stuff because I would need a month. I think to do all this stuff because I want to spend time doing everything. Oh man,
yeah, and we're still working out our panel situation. We've got 3, I think, planned for right now. None of them are confirmed, so I can't reveal anything yet. But we plan on having, again, we try to do well. I can tell you right now one of them. And that's Joe D class, because we have Joe D class every year.
Yeah.
They come, they debut new material, new panels. So I know that Chris and Pat are hard at work, or at least they should be hard at work putting together the presentation.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be a 40th anniversary from what Pat told me.
Yes.
So
which opens up the space for them for a lot of stuff they could do. Yeah. And usually, we work on the theme together and they do the presentation based on the theme. And this year, just being 40 years of Real American Hero, it's kind of a challenge for them because it's not as narrow. And so it'll be interesting to see what they bring, but I'm super excited for it. I always love I mean, God, those guys, like, they bring so much history and things you've never seen before. The D class guys have been coming since the second year we've been doing this, and they're such a mainstay, such a staple of what we do. And I can't thank
They're
them enough, and their mission and what they do like is so important to the community.
It is. I agree with you 100%. They're one of those things since I've gotten into the community in like 2010, 11 at the first Joe Fest that I attended. That is one of the panels that I absolutely attend every single time because I am like a sponge. I want to soak up this information. I want to soak up knowledge of everything I can. And they have knowledge and information that nobody has. And it's like right on the edge because they're always discovering new things and showing new things that no one's ever seen. And I love those guys. I love their panels. I'm going to be in the front row asking a million questions for that panel. But I know you got McLeod is coming with the full force. The club's going to have a panel, I believe. Live
Yep.
panel.
Well, I don't know if it's a panel, but they will be doing a podcast. So we got two podcasts planned, live podcast broadcasts going on for AR as well. So you talk about, yes, it is crowded. It is crowded. So I'm excited to see how things work out. I'm very Friday. Everything but the dinner is brand new for Friday. So between the custom class, having the early bird showroom floor, those two are a couple new endeavors, and we'll see how those go over. But I mean, I'll say it right now. If Friday's pay model is successful, that will help fund a Sunday show floor for free as well. So, I mean, I don't want to get too far into the whole financials of it and everything because I have stood pretty firm on this whole idea is I don't like to charge for the sales floor. I feel like it's very important that anybody who's curious, anybody who was an old timey, G.I. Joe fan, or they want to bring their kids in, they should be able to just to walk right in and take a look at what's going on and jump in and participate. Also, I think that $5 could go a lot further with a vendor than it will with me. So we try to pay for everything outside of that. So that is like why we do the heavy merchandising, the gear kits, the raffle. Portion of dinner helps pay for everything. Dinner kind of came out of necessity because we were all trying to meet up at a bar beforehand, and then all of a sudden you got 40 people around the bar trying to order at once, and it's like, why don't we organize this a little bit better? And so we've been trying to build in this kind of community feast thing and then help offset it, some of the costs by giving away some exclusives and having some special prize or special things just to keep it going. And again, like I said, all that stuff is just meant to cover the expense of like bringing Ron Rudat in, to cover the expense of cereal and milk, like that kind of thing. So we're really, I'm not interested in making money. I'm just interested in making enough money to cover everything. So that's a little of the behind the scenes.
Well, but that says a lot if that's what your stand is, that you aren't trying to make money, you're just trying to pay for the expense of what you're offering. And that's got to say a lot to the fans that you're not out just to run a convention, you're out to give them an experience. And I've spoken to you, I believe, before about this formula, this way that you're doing it, because I know other conventions that are similar to this. I'm not going to go into the details, but I'm sure you remember our conversation about this.
Oh, yeah.
That they're very similar in nature to what you're doing. And that's shows a lot about your character, shows a lot about your heart for this community, your love for this community, and what you're about in a true sense. I got that with our first couple of conversations, but not everybody knows you. Not everybody knows what you're about. The people that have been around you that have been to the show know, obviously,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
there's going to be a lot of new eyes. There's going to be a lot of new vendors. There's going to be a lot of I think there's going to be more publicity this year than that you have more than you've done in years past. Because I saw you advertise last year for last year's show, and it was a regular stream of stuff. But this year, you feels like you're going above and beyond to get that walking crowd, to get those people to come out to Des Moines, because that's not an easy trick to get out to Des Moines.
No, not at all, not at all. And it was funny because we had I don't know, I would call it a comment from somebody who wanted to come out, and they were complaining about the price of flights, and I'm like, if I could control the price of flights, I really would control the price of flights to get you out here. Um, yeah, I mean, it's not for everybody. I mean, it's not a, I mean, it's there is definitely a Midwest crowd that can drive here, no problem. But for everybody else, I understand. Yeah, it's not a, you're investing what, $1,000 between hotel, flights, food, and maybe some other things, and
The
you're
hotel is
that's
sold out.
oh, okay. I forgot to check today. Thank you for telling me. I will contact them and I will see if we can get some more rooms. Um,
Because I
yeah.
I got I got my room like 2 weeks ago, and they said there was only like a handful of rooms available, and they had
Hmm.
the queen one bedrooms available only. And I think when
Wow.
Roger and Josh ordered theirs, that's all that was available too.
Wow. Okay. Well,
They-
I will contact the hotel and find out. Like, because I mean that's the other thing too. Is like I'm like, yeah, we'll see. We'll try to help you guys out if somebody has a question, or if there's logistics things that let us know. Like shoot us a message and ask us a question about it. Travis or I will try to get back to you in a fairly timely response and see what we could do, as long as it's a reasonable ask. We're, like I said, Des Moines not an easy sell, and so we want to make sure that you come and you're enjoying yourself and you're getting your most out of it, because like I said, you're investing a lot, and you're putting a lot of faith in us as individuals and us as an organization to deliver. And personally, for me, um, I absolutely want to deliver that experience from top to bottom, throughout all the big, the big details, the big things, like you said, like hotel, venue, vendors, cool little details, lanyards, badges, signage, little fun tchotchkes.
you
Those
do
are the
all those
memorable.
things
Those are
yourself.
the memorable part. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I'm staring right now at a bunch of different sticker options for the sticker pack, and we're trying to figure out which is the sticker we give away with dinner and which is the sticker that goes in the gearbox. So yeah, there's a lot of that stuff. And yeah, you're right. Travis takes care of a lot of the 3D kind of physical stuff, like the more the toy side of things, and I take care of a lot more of the printed stuff and a lot more of the design stuff. And so we do a pretty good job of breaking
Hold
that
on,
up.
I want to add something to this, but I'm going to go get it. So just hold a second.
Okay, all right.
Well, it's not where I thought it was.
Uh,
I was trying to get my bubble gum for my breaker 6-inch Toss Cloud figure, and I don't have it where I had set it with his figure. But yeah, I got my bubble gum last year. I thought, who was the brilliant? You were telling me about it. I'm like, God, that's just so on the spot, common sense. Why didn't they include
mhm.
that with the figure?
And that was such a fun little thing. And again, it was like, okay, it would be cool if we could do bubble gum. And Travis is like, I think I could do it. I'm like, cool. Like, it would be great if we could do two. Okay, yeah, let's do two. And then it was like, and Travis is like, I don't think we have time to do a cool, like, do a little package for it. I'm like, oh yeah, we have time. We have time. I can do it. And yeah, I mean, literally, just like, it is so freeing that as long as we have an idea and it's not going to blow the budget, it's like, sure, let's try it. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's see what happens. Let's be as creative as we possibly can with everything.
I'm amazed that you thought of that. I'm amazed that you were able to create that little box and stuff like that. Like you're a lot more intelligent than I am when it comes to this stuff. But you're a graphic designer, graphic artist. You worked in the field for many years, so you have a creative mind in a certain direction. Obviously, everybody has creative juices in whatever they do in life, but yours is, I think, a way more fanciful, I think.
It is one of those things where I'm trying to remember who told me this. Somebody said something the other day was it was I can't believe that you plan this thing out and then somebody comes up with something, an idea, and instead of like, poo poo, it's already settled, we can't do this. I'm like, I think we could squeeze. I think I know how we can do this. And it's like, okay, or you think we can do this? And I'm like, yeah, I think we can. I think, having that understanding and that ability to like just really get down and make stuff. And I think that's why Travis and I gel so well together, because he's kind of in the same mindset of like a lot of the hands and hand working and, building things. And it's just really, yeah, we just throw down and just go for it and try to do this stuff. And then, yeah, having that knowledge of not only how to make packaging, but knowing the right vendor to go to get that packaging executed in a good way in a matter of sometimes hours, like it's, yeah, just having good resources. And that's from my years of doing this, of being in the field and designing and building packaging and graphics and branding and messaging and all that stuff. So, and again, I'll throw this right back. I learned that from G.I. Joe. I learned that from the stories they told, the interconnectivity between the characters, the subtle touches of branding and marketing that I didn't understand at the time. But what I really understood was how they told the story and like the play of it. And so again, I'm simply emulating what I was exposed to at 10 years old, 8 years old with this stuff. So yeah.
Well, you're definitely a good problem solver, and you're juggling a lot of balls at the same time with this type of thing. And I completely understand that, because it is tricky and it can be overwhelming if you let it be overwhelming. And you have to trust in people, and you have to have people in place that you can kind of not put the responsibility on, but put certain tasks on and stuff like that. And with Joe Fest, I tried to ingrain that into the showrunner Ed Schumacher, and finally he's getting to that thought process, because he couldn't do it all on his own. He was having a difficult time with it, and finally this last year 2 years, he's delegated and he's gotten people to help him, and he's gotten responsible individuals. And you obviously have Travis, and as things go bigger and get more larger with the show, I don't know if that's the right word, but more complex with the show, you're gonna probably have to do the same thing as it goes along. But you've engendered a lot of trust in the community, so I don't think you'll have that issue.
Yeah, and that's something that's recognized, is that we need to build our community, like our direct community. Let's say just like it's not just the Travis and Brian show all the time. Yes, I am the one who, because I put out the money, I fund the thing to start with. Yes, there's that the buck stops on me. The creative vision is me. A lot of the detail is me, but also a lot of it is Travis, on a day-to-day. It was hilarious because I called him again today for the third or fourth time. And I'm like, you're talking to me more than you talk to your wife right now. And the collaboration back and forth, and sending him things and just passing ideas and asking what ifs. And then we've got like the next layer down, which is like David and Dak and Alex, who are involved in some of the planning and certain aspects, but their real responsibility is that last week and the day of, where they really throw in, and they're there. They're just like, okay, you gave us, everybody's got a little outline of what their task is, but it's not limited to just this. And they throw in, and then we get everybody, and then we widen the circle, and we start getting a few other guys involved. And if we are honestly going to go and go to like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday format, it's going to have to change. I know that we're going to need to do some serious volunteer recruiting. We're going to have posts and people exchange out. We'll probably have to change the way we address, some of the sales and how we do pre-orders, and it will be a whole new world, which I love, because I don't think everybody wants to come back to the exact same event every year. They want to discover something new. Keep the stuff that works really well, maybe work on improving the stuff that was decent, but then add something else to it, put another spin on it. That's kind of why we do a different theme every year, and we're so theme heavy. That's all my advertising background, because that gives us something to hang our hat on. That gives the presenters something to work towards. It gives everybody a little bit of a theme or discovery to it. It actually helps the vendors too to bring products. So if you're doing Night Force, bring out your Night Force stuff. We've got everybody hyped up on Night Force or Tiger Force or Ninja Force. It's that kind of thing where people are going to be looking for that kind of stuff. And I think it's important. I think it's important just to, give everybody that souvenir, that token of achievement when they've come.
Well,
So.
But that's the thing. You get that old adage, if you stand still, you got run over. You don't want to be a dinosaur or whatever that thing is. You have to keep growing. And I'm always talking about that with this other show. I won't mention it again because I've mentioned it a couple times already because we're talking about your show. But I mentioned that a lot with them. I said, if you're going to keep growing, you have to make certain decisions. You have to look at these fine points that you didn't look at before. You have to look at getting the proper staffing to cover all these things, and look at the big picture. Look at the area that you're in. How can you utilize that area? There's a lot of logistics that go into it, more than just getting a bunch of people together to talk about G.I. Joe toys. And obviously your show has grown over 10 years to become what it is, one of the preeminent shows in the entire country and across the world, because there's not too many G.I. Joe shows in other countries that are as good as this show. Maybe you have Roll Call out in England. I don't know if there's anything else in any other country to mind. I think there's a show in Mexico, maybe.
Yes. Yes.
There might be one in Japan or Australia. Who knows? There's a large community of Joe fans in both of those countries.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there's only a handful. I can count on my hand, maybe 4 shows in this country that are legitimate G.I. Joe shows.
Right.
And you're one of them.
And that's been something too. And I mean, Travis every year is like, do we open it up to the Transformers guys? Do we open it up to the He-Man guys? And I'm like, I like Transformers. I like He-Man. I like Turtles. I got them. But I mean, my first love and passion, it's G.I. Joe.
You could do G.I. Joe versus Transformers, since there's 2 Hasbro products. Oh, sorry.
You're ruining it. You're giving away a future theme. No, we've talked about doing the Transformers and Transformers versus G.I. Joe, or G.I. Joe versus Transformers. And we have a whole laundry list of actual ideas for shows. And with that comes all the fun stuff that happens, all the merchandising and the trinkets and the thematics and stuff. And there's some stuff that I would love. I would just love just to just go and run through these, because some ideas are just great. But yeah.
Now, you used to do the armor in the, I guess you could call it the COVID years, because we couldn't really gather that much. And
Hmm.
you were on hiatus for AR and you did armor, but you put it on hold, and you've kind of incorporated armor into AR as a larger concept.
There are certain,
What is
yes. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but yeah, there's a certain aspects of armor that we are bringing into AR. Uh, Armor is not dead. It's not gone away. It will happen again next year. We've put a lot of work into the third one already, and we it was just with everything going on and the state of the world, and honestly, it was an economic decision, and it wasn't necessarily an economic decision like, oh, we can't afford it. It's just I didn't want to task everybody with another expenditure, another thing. I would rather see, yeah, I'd rather see the whatever you would spend $100 on the gear kit or $125 go to support one of the Kickstarters out there,
there you go.
or so fund a little other something other in the community right now. Now, with that being said, next year we'll be back and we'll have we'll have that again. But I just felt like with the number of projects going on, with the number of things happening, a little pause doesn't hurt. A lot of people asking questions, which is great. People, are telling us they miss it and they want it back. And so, yeah, it's a lot of fun. I know that, again, it's a whole new experience for Travis and I to go through and produce this other type of show. And we've had a lot of fun with it. We've had some, we had a couple goofs and stuff, but, no, we'll learn. We'll get better. By year 10 of Armor, the 10th Armor will be, smooth as glass. We'll be all like, we'll be kicking Hasbro's ass with their PulseCon with all the 3D floaty things and the graphics coming in and out and all that kind of stuff. So
I know what you're talking about because I am terrible at that type of stuff. I'm no good at it. That's why I had to recruit somebody that was much better at it.
Yeah, I wonder who that was. Yeah, huh? Yeah, yeah. No, it is just like such a pure joy I get out of work doing this stuff. And I mean, creating the graphics and the products and everything. Just again, this is just helping me rediscover different aspects of the hobby, and me to contribute aesthetically to the hobby. Like, yes, I love this stuff, and the community projects are great. I mean, gosh, there's so many people doing so many great things and fun projects, and I feel that like in the toy community, we probably have some of the most ambitious projects going on.
Oh my God,
Um,
incredible.
Everything from like, I mean, Carson between the book and Recall, and like Conway and Mark with doing the skull, and like Marauders, everything they've done, everything that like I'm trying to remember, Troy and
there's
uh
so much stuff. There's so many out there.
oh,
Matthew LaCroix, that's a guy you should get to the show. Wonderful.
I think I just connected with him on Facebook actually. So yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I believe I did. Yeah, I gotta look. I don't know. There's been so much communication going on lately, like so many things. But yeah, I think again, I mean, this it's wonderful, and there's so many ways. If you can't afford to go all in on something, there's other ways to support, the brand and support what's going on. I should say the brand extensions that we're now getting a lot of. But don't get me wrong, I love my classified. I love my O-rings. I love the fact that O-rings are back. I love the fact that, I got my Crocmaster right here. Like I'm like, I love the 6-inch stuff.
The funny thing about Crocmaster is I was like, when am I going to get it? And finally I got two. And then I was shopping and I saw another one at the Walmart and I was like, screw it, I'll get a third one. And then I was at another store like a week later and I saw two more. I was like, okay, well, we're good. Now we don't need to worry about Crocmaster. But
yeah,
people
yeah.
are obsessed. People are
obsessed. Oh yeah, no, I love it. I love this. I love just, I mean, it's great. It's it's a fun product. It's a great way, great interpretation. Like, I mean, we went from 12 to 3 3/4 to 5, I guess, and then whatever the in between was. We had some Sigma 6 action going on, but like to see the brand and how the brand is continuously reinventing itself, pumping new life into it, and constantly going. And I mean, that's the idea. That's the whole idea of like something like this.
You have to grow it. If you don't grow it,
Hmm.
then it gets stale and then it falls apart and dies. And
Yeah.
that's one of the main reasons why I do what I do, is because I want to keep the brand alive. I talk about products that a lot of people don't talk about, because I'm trying to support those brands, support the brand as a whole, with these other products and things like that. And I talk to the community and different people in the community, and try to get that stuff out there for the community, because a lot of people don't know a lot of things. For example,
I,
this book behind me,
I,
I know if a lot of people know about that book, but if I get out
hmm
there and I talk about it, that's more bandwidth I give that product to help that sell better. And it shows Hazard, oh yeah, this product's selling, we can do more of this, stuff like that. And the people like Chris McLeod,
absolutely.
Jason Morrell, all the What's on Joe Mind guys, all of us that are doing this, Travis Moody, all of us guys that are trying to support this brand and trying to get it out there to better sales and better scale of success. Maybe we won't have this problem we had with this film back here, because a lot of people didn't support it. But
Hmm. Hmm.
obviously that was more than just us supporting it. There was problems, but
Right.
you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, and I mean, honestly, and it's like you touched on it a little bit, but for we need to give you a lot of credit too, because it's not just telling and talking about the stuff, but the positivity. It's yes, there are things, trust me, there are plenty of things I don't agree with, that I don't necessarily care. Like, there's, I'm as a creative director, it's my job to be opinionated and try to shoot things down. And so I can do that all day long. But I don't want I guess, what I think are bad choices or questionable choices necessarily bleed out and impact other people's moods about it. If I don't like something, I'm not gonna tell everybody I hate it. I'm just not gonna engage about it. If I love something, I will tell the world about it. Because again, I want to stay positive. This is escapism. I mean, for me, anyways, like, this is my escape. This is my happy place. This is where I go, and I have fond memories of playing in with for my friends in the neighborhood, to being surprised on my birthday, to just looking at the artistic values in everything. But yes, you, and especially Chris, yeah, you two guys are like some of the most positive, I guess, casters out there. And I'm not saying everybody else is negative and downtrodden, but you guys do seem to go like above and beyond. And even Jason and Joel too, with Order of Battle. Like, I mean, it is a lot of that. Like, let's highlight the positive, and let the negative go somewhere else.
But I couldn't have said it any better than that, because that's my whole mantra, is we have to stay positive about this brand in order for it to grow and to have a future. And I love it. And it saddens me when I see negativity, because it's easy to be a negative person. It takes effort to be positive and to lift somebody up or lift something up and talk about it, the things that make it wonderful and stuff like that. and that's difficult in today's day and age when it comes to so much stuff that's going on. We bring into
Oh yeah.
our lives and stuff like that. So, like you said, it is something that I love from my childhood as well, and I want to enjoy it, and it is my happy place as well. That's why I do what I do. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for that. I know you wouldn't be doing what you're doing. You do a hell of a lot more than me in the community and helping a lot of these projects that you've been helping as passion projects for everybody else and being a
Hmm.
contributor to that. And I thoroughly am so thankful that you're here to help people.
Thank you. And I mean, I'm glad that people are accepting my help and appreciate what I do. Because it is a two-way street. I mean, it is one of those things for me to volunteer and step up, but it's another thing for people to come back for more. You know, and want to put their money behind my what I put my hands on. And I try hard. I try to be, very professional in my professional life and professional in my hobby life, so that the products that we put out, even though it may not be official product, it stands up to the official product. It doesn't necessarily, it doesn't look like lack of quality.
I don't think Hasbro would have any issues with your show at all if they really wanted to get involved and look at it, because I know they've looked at our other show very
Hmm.
strongly and weren't able to come to that show. They went to San Diego instead. So if that is something that they're going to do, because I don't think we're going to get a Joe Con that is a solid like HasCon or Joe Con
Mm-mm.
any longer. If they're going to have to get involved, they're going to have to probably move around a little bit, and they're going to pick and choose the places they're going to support. And I believe yours would be a wonderful place to support. I think our show is going to be some place they can support, and then maybe SoCal they can support. There might
Hmm.
be something else out there, but that's how it's going to end up having to be in the long run, I think, if Hasbro's going to get involved with any of these type of projects.
The fan engagement, I mean, that's very important. I mean, the toys are one thing and the product is something. And I got to give it up to Emily. Emily is such a awesome spokesperson for the brand.
I agree.
Her honesty about not being overly familiar with it when she got on the brand, and then her doing her homework, and then just telling us like, look, this is really what's happening, and saying, this is beyond our control. This isn't anything we're trying to do, and the world is in this crazy place, and we're a victim of it. That kind of honesty goes a long way in any kind of brand building, community building scenario. And the products are great, and yes, do I like to have my Zart or my Tomax and Zaymon in my hands now? Oh, absolutely. I mean, every time they show me something, I want it now. But I understand, and but again, it's the support and listening to the community too, and not just from like, oh, I need a 6-inch code classified flag. No, what I want to know is that you guys hear us, and you guys are supportive of whatever the community is needing, if it's some help or licensing, or just saying, hey, we hear you, we see you, hi, that kind of stuff. So
The transparency does go a long way. And doing what I do, I've spoken to a lot of background people in the brand and things from years past, and the transparency wasn't always there with the brand back in those years and those eras of G.I. Joe. So it is refreshing to see that this new team is being very transparent, because this is a much more savvier community than used to be, and it's a much savvier world than it used to be. Obviously, we're not idiots. We can see the news, we can read
yes.
all the texts and messages that are out there, so you can't hide even if they wanted to hide. So it's
Hmm.
better in the long run for them to be transparent and stuff like that. But she has been a lot better for the brand, I think, because of her positivity, her way that she communicates the brand, and how they respect the fans and respect the brand, things like that. Communication she's putting out there, that personality, that attitude that she's putting, is a very, very, very thankless type thing for her, because no matter what he does, people are going to criticize. And I've talked to a couple other people behind closed curtains on this, and it is easy to be negative, but it is not. It's hard to go out and say, thank you, I appreciate the labor you're putting into something, to talk to us, to let us know how this thing's going. That's difficult to do, because we all live in the real world. We know how the real world works, but trying to act respectful, it shouldn't be a hard thing. It should be an easy thing. But
yeah,
not.
I mean, take it from me. I put my work out all the time in front of people. Like sometimes it's a client of one, sometimes it's a boardroom of 25, sometimes it's left up to the masses to decide. But like, for like Lenny and Emily and the rest of the Joe team over there, their work is instantly criticized by thousands of people. And and usually the vocal minority are the negatives. And so, and to sit there and take it, again, time after time after time. And as much as you try to sell everybody, and I tell students, I tell kids, mentors, new freshly minted new advertising folk who come in here, it's like, no, it's not personal. It is kind of personal, and after a little while it becomes very personal, and it's hard sometimes to
Some of the things that people
block all that out.
But some of the things they're saying about them, they're making personal comments and things, and I'm like, that's just not right. It's below the belt. This isn't what this is about. So why make these personal things? I don't want to get into a whole thing here.
Yeah, I know we're getting off track a little bit.
I don't, but people, they just need to grow up and act mature, and and not do those low below the belt type stuff. But back to the show.
Yes.
Yeah. So if AR is going to be that level that we can get Hasbro to it, I think it's the community that's going to support it, the community that's going to speak out about it. It's going to word of mouth. Hasbro's going to see this. Hey, this is the place we want to be, a positive environment where people enjoy this brand, that love this brand, And so I hope in the future, since there's no more HasCons, there's no more Joe Cons, we can spread the love and get Hasbro to a few things. And I would love them to come out to Des Moines, Iowa. I really
absolutely. Hey, Lenny, Emily, give me a call. You don't have my number. Chris McLeod's got it.
I doubt that they're watching my show. They're watching his show.
You never know. You don't know who's watching. So yeah, maybe they will be. But like I said, no, they got standing invites. Come on out. Come check it out. Just come hang out. Don't even have to come in an official capacity. I love just to see, come hang out.
I know they like to see play video games and watch movies.
I think we've got definitely video games.
You got it covered. Cartoons.
Yeah. Cartoons. Yeah. We might even go out to the movies on Sunday. We'll see what happens. So no, it is.
That brings something up, because I did an interview with Buzz Dixon about a month or so ago, and he is like chomping at the bit to get out and do stuff and wants to come to shows. I think you could get Buzz Dixon to the show, because he is so enthusiastic, so positive, so vibrant for what he does, writing cartoons and stuff. And he was the guy that revamped the G.I. Joe, the animated feature film. And this is the 35th anniversary right now. So that's
right.
Just a little thing I throw out there for you.
He's on my short list to come out. I would love to have more guests. And then again, it's just a matter of the money part of it. Like, and it's not like any of these guys charge like really like, like nobody's asking for more than a flight and a hotel.
That's it.
And
that's all he
and
wants.
some food. Yep. and I am more than happy to. But just I'm, I don't want to like tank the show by having like a bunch of people come and then not have a way to make any make sure to cover expenses. But no, slowly grow. Well, I say slowly growing. It might be quickly growing. So, but yes, there is. I got a hit list. This year wasn't necessarily the year we were going to be going to the Iowa Event Center, and we weren't going to necessarily be 2 days. This year, what happened was we booked the same venue as we had last year, which wasn't bad. We were going to do the 1 day show again, but I sat down and I kind of wrote out my little like I don't know vision board of what I wanted the next. What would be my dream AR. And it literally was this thing where I said, I want to do a multi-day show. I want to have toy industry guests. I would love to have a veteran. I would love to have a current. I would love to have somebody from the comic books, somebody from the cartoons. I would love to have a voice actor. And I just kind of put all this stuff out as like, what would be my ultimate AR goal? And then for us to achieve probably about 60% of that goal literally months after I wrote it down is pretty incredible. So I think we should be seeing a much bigger show in the next year or two, where we are bringing multiple guests in there. We are doing more panels, more education, more of this stuff, because that's again, another thing about Friday was a lot of the vendors, they want to see some of this stuff too. They want to participate in certain things, and they can't do it if they're on the sale floor while all this is going on.
Because they're
And
fans
so,
too.
exactly, yeah. And so, yeah, it is. And why does a convention have to be all about just only the show floor?
Yeah.
Like I go to a lot of professional things, and the show floors.
But you're right about that because unfortunately, this last one, I didn't anticipate this. Sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to put a little story in there, but I ended up sitting with Arthur Burkhart like 90% of the last Joe Fest. That was nothing in my plans. I never even imagined I was going to be doing that. I got shoehorned into it because they needed someone that they thought was responsible, respectful, that was going to do the task that needed to be done. So they asked me to do it. And I didn't hardly get to do anything at the show this year. I was kind of a little bit annoyed that I didn't get to experience the show as a fan like I had been, because I worked the show in a certain capacity in previous years, but not like this year. I was like, so over my head in the water with a lot of the stuff I was doing, because I just didn't expect it.
Right. Well, first of all, I gotta say, Arthur was a riot.
Oh boy,
this year. Oh man, he was fun. Carson and I shared a couple drinks with him. I think it was Friday night, and or Saturday night. It was fun. It was so fun. He's a character. But yeah, you're right. You end up like, oh, I want to go see this. I want to go do that. And so, yeah, we were trying to figure out how to carve more of that personal time out so that it doesn't have to be worrying about your stuff out there and always making a deal. So yeah, what I'd love to do is to see if we can't get a couple really good panels on Friday as well, when there is no floor going on, so some of these people can see some of this stuff. And make it more this kind of like I guess, I keep throwing around the word community building, and maybe it's more community appreciation.
Well,
is the better way of.
I think that's the right word for community brand appreciation. Yeah. If you need anybody to do some interviews, I'm always open to do a guest for the panels or what have you, or whatever. I'm here to help you out. You're helping me out. I'm glad to help whatever I can.
Absolutely. And that's that's what I love about this, is that you asked me for help. No problem. I'll give you help. You're offering up me help. You come in and help me out. Like, that's what this is about. This isn't like oh well, you know, I need to get paid for this and I need that. It's like, no, 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 no. What do you need? What do you need from me? I'll help you out, man. Whatever. Yeah, yeah. We're this is cool. I like this a lot. So I really appreciate, like I said, I'm glad that we connected last year. I'm glad we got to know each other. It was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing you again twice in 1 year, which is fantastic. Again, this is it's so fun to build up for this, and all the connected tissue and everybody coming together. And I can't wait to see what like Thursday. Like now we're talking Thursdays as being a day, an unofficial day now.
I'm gonna have to call my airline and tell them to change that block to Wednesday and Monday, so I can do a 6-day flight. And
Oh, there you go.
because I'm getting the room. The room thing was for 2-day blocks, but I'm doing a 3-day block because of the way that the airplane situation works. So I'm gonna have to get my airline to open it up to like a 5 or 6 day, just to accommodate.
Just stay the whole week. Just stay the whole week.
Well,
And,
I would have, yeah, you're right, because I could come Sunday and go back on a Thursday of the phone. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah,
there you go.
right. I don't know if they accommodate me for the convention fee for the whole week though.
Right, exactly. No, but no, it's something. It is, and it was a great thing. Like that, somebody said, "Hey, what about Thursday night for the hotel discount?" I'm like, "Oh, didn't even think about that. Let me go call the hotel and get that squared up and shored up."
They did do it.
Like,
they did.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They did do it, but I had to change my block. I had to get 2 days and then I had to get a day. But they did accommodate me for the same room for the convention fee for all 3 days, which I was very happy about.
Yes. And I mean, the hotel's great. Like, I mean, Hilton has been wonderful to work with.
I don't know how long that hotel's been there, but it's absolutely beautiful. You can't ask for a better place to hang out, chit chat till 6 in the morning until the show starts another hour after that. Because that's all we were doing.
Oh yeah. No. Hanging out in the lobby is mandatory. That's all. I mean, honestly, if I had to put together the whole schedule of the whole weekend, it would be hang out in the lobby from 1:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. You got 2 hours of rest and then you're back at it again. It can be that show for people where it is a lot to pack in,
and that's exactly what it is for me.
Yeah. No, this is great. I'm trying to think. Okay, at one point I had a little list of things I needed to cover. Okay, so let me think if I could recap it a little bit. So Ron Rudat, guest of honor. Ron Wagner is back, G.I. Joe comic book fame, and along with a lot of other fame. These guys have all done things in other Avenue toy brands and things like that that they're known for as well. But we're here to talk about G.I. Joe. So those two guys, and then we're gonna have, like I said, D-Class will be here, Robo Skull, and Operation Recall, 3D Joes, the G.I. Joe fan club, the noted author James Kavanaugh. We're going to have Raging Spoon, AVAX Lab. We're going to have Mark II Toys. We're going to have, let me think. I am drawing a blank. I am sorry, people. I already said AVAC. Wow. The Finest. We didn't even talk about the Finest coming.
Yeah, they weren't barely there last year. There's a handful of ninja guys running around, but
yes,
how big are they going to be this year?
I don't know, but they always show up and they always participate in the theme, and they come with great stuff. It's the Tiger Hawks, based out of Kansas City, the Kansas area, and that crew has been phenomenal every single year. They came 1 year and they're like, we're never going to leave. We're always going to be here. And they've come through. They've been real. Like, I mean, again, they have fun. We have fun costuming out and doing all that kind of stuff. So
that was one of the things that I kind of missed out on at the last Joe Fest, because I brought 2 costumes. I never even got to wear either of them because I was so like occupied with other things, I couldn't work.
Hmm.
This show, I'm not doing too much other than a couple of panels or whatever. I'm gonna try to wear my costumes this year. They're kind of cheap costumes. They're not like high end, like finest costumes, but whatever.
Oh no, it's all fun. Like we want to see that, and that's some of the favorite ones we have is the seeing those the homemade costumes or the less than obvious ones. Those are great. I mean, we just want to see people come out and celebrate, nerd out with us, please.
Yep.
Yeah, and do that. And again, I'll harp on it, and I'll keep saying this is a GI Joe show. No, I mean it is a GI Joe show, but there is a lot of other things in there for toy collectors. A lot of other stuff that people bring, brands and stuff like that. We only ask that people make it maybe 60% of their booth GI Joe. So there's plenty of other things out there for people to grab a hold of and shop around. And again, we just want, yeah, have fun.
Feels like a fair, like a GI Joe fair or something, because it's
Mm-hmm.
fun things to do, so many fun things to see, so many wonderful people to talk to, enjoy, and stuff. It's just overall like it's like a vacation, a GI Joe like geared vacation. Disney has the cruise lines, and you can go to
Yes.
Castaway Key and everything. It's all Disney and everything. That's what this is. We need to like get tour buses to come to Des Moines, Iowa. It's the GI Joe fair or whatever you want to call
Well, like you said, we just need to do a cruise ship.
cruise ship. Yeah.
There you go. They just started cruising down the Mississippi River, which is only 2.5 hours away from here, and so we can go and do a 5-day cruise on the
They
cruise
used
ship
to
down
do
the Mississippi.
those rowboat, whatever they call those boats.
Steamboats.
Steamboats.
Yeah, paddle boats. Yeah, yeah. Those are yeah. Oh no, it was just a funny little thing that came up in conversation this morning was that the Viking Cruises launched a steamboat or a cruise ship down the Mississippi River. So
Wow.
yeah, well, maybe we could do that. I don't know. We'll look into what the logistics are for that.
You can plan it around issue. I think it was issue 12 of the GI Joe Larry Hama series.
Right, where they were. What was it? Was it the Nile? It wasn't the Nile, was it? They were steaming in a jungle. Yeah, yeah.
Brazil or something.
Yes, yes. Yeah. I had to go refamiliarize myself with all the issues lately. Looking for artwork for clipping things out for the all the social posts and everything. So
yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Like I said, you've upped your game on social media. You really have. The kits.
Yeah, we try.
Year,
I mean, every year we're trying to. Oh, the gear kits?
Yeah, this year you've upped your game on them too because they're 40th anniversary. Oh. But the ones in the past, I still have my Ninja playset prominently in one of my rooms, my GI Joe rooms with ninjas on it, doing their fight and everything, Storm Shower and Snake Eyes, because it's so beautiful and it's so well done. I helped put some of those together, and I just love that. So I'm really looking forward to what you're going to do this year because my mouth is like salivating.
So is that your way of wanting a reveal right now? You want me to tell you?
We can have some reveals on this show.
Why not? Yeah. So I don't have anything physically to show you yet. We're still in the prototyping phase. But we are trying to make the pit workout training room from the early comic books. So that iconic first issue, at the time, Colonel Hawk was standing on that platform as you looked out upon there and you see the Joes in their different various training things. So we're going to be building our own kind of homage to that. Little training room. I say little training room. Right now, I've been told it's too big, which I don't believe there's a such thing.
Is it something that you can attach to the GI Joe headquarters?
Well, the 83 headquarters, yeah. It's not designed to do that. It's actually, we're working on trying to build out these modular sets so we could have an entire little pit kind of things going on. Okay. So,
wow.
You're so
creative and smart.
We're working on it. We don't know if it'll work. But we're giving everybody the bits. we're giving everybody the bits. But yes, we are working on building out that training room, and so right now it looks like there'll be 4 distinct little training areas. There will be some 3D printed accessories to go with some of those training areas.
Wow.
There will be a catwalk or that kind of center walk area. Trying to see maybe about a second tier, a second level catwalk, but we're not sure about that yet. Like I said, I dream big, I draw big, I want to make it big. Then there's the practicality of it, but yeah, this will be some great detail in there. Like,
if I had it with me, I'd pull it out here and show the Ninja. There was a lot of logistics and moving parts to that, and ways that worked, and like such unique little things. I wish I could. Well, no, I won't go get it. But there's little things that are winks and nod to the brand, that was in that, and I can't imagine that you are not trying to outdo yourself from that, because that was wonderful. And then the armor set earlier in that year was the vehicle like repair shop type thing. That it's beautiful too. So
yeah, no, we're definitely, I mean, that's one of the things is that it's got to be as equal or better quality level, and durability, detail, construction, all that kind of stuff. I can tell you that this set will not be as elaborate construction as the water tower. The water tower was necessary to be that elaborate. That will be one thing, is that this will be just a little bit easier to put together, but it'll still be fun. It'll still have some things, and we're working. I'm trying to figure out and just improving the material. Not that anything was really wrong with the last stuff, but I'm just always trying to improve and up the game. So yeah, it will be this. It should be pretty impressive when it's done. And if I have anything to do with it, which is everything, so there'll be some fun things there.
Well, that's cool, because we have the repair bay, and now we're going to have the exercise area. So it'll be 2 parts, the pit. And then I look forward to seeing what you do for next year's armor. I'm curious if our conversation, you remember our conversation at dinner last year, if you're going to go to that there. And if you are, I'm not going to say anything. But,
yeah.
Keep
it under your hat. Yes. The armor for next year is definitely the one we talked about, and the original theme for this year will be next year for AR. So yeah, we're not sacrificing or killing any one thing just because of time, or we made a little pivot. We still have those plans and moving forward with them. So yeah, some excitement next year.
Well,
for sure.
A little more discreet. Sorry, viewers, you're just going to have to come to and corner Brian and talk to him about this stuff.
Well, and the idea is that hopefully we at this AR we're going to be ready to roll out with the next one. Like I'm not going to promise everybody that we're going to do a reveal or do what's next kind of thing, but I am definitely that it's on my radar for something that I want to have. I want to achieve that. Let me put it to you that way. That's my goal is to achieve that.
That's one of the things that I'm always, I don't want to use the word harp, because it kind of sounds negative. I'm always harping with my crew over here with Joe Fest to be ahead of these things, plan ahead. Anytime I've went to like MegaCon, or anytime I've gone to like conventions that are in Florida here, SuperCon, TampaCon, UltraCon, they have the next year already, the dates. They have it laid out already, because people need to know they can get their hotel, they can get their tickets, they can get their convention fees that day. If they enjoy it and they're at that level of excitement and enthusiasm, I'm ordering my stuff now. Vendors the same way. They can order their table that same day. If you're going to be in a professional type capacity like that, you've got to be ready to go.
Yes, and I mean, that's my goal. That's where I want to achieve it too, and that might happen this year. I hope it really does. I've worked with big concert festivals before. I've worked with other events in the state, outside of the state, and yeah, that is always something that I've seen done before. Is that yes, we try to work on almost a staggered 18-month calendar. So while you're wrapping up this year's, you're already into the basic planning stages of the next year so that yeah, you're ready to roll it out. So yep, that's what we're working on. And I have to say this year we're much more organized than we were last year, and we were much more organized last year than we were previous years. So it is something that we're definitely working out and trying to be better about, and even with our communications and things of that nature too, because honestly, I mean, we're not perfect at this. This is not like, like I said, this isn't a well-oiled machine. It may look like it, but it may not squeak as bad as some of the others, but it's still, there's room for improvement. And
Well,
yeah.
you're 100% correct. As long as you are of the mindset that you're going to learn from every single thing that you do in life and better yourself constantly, you're going to always strive for the betterment and forward thinking and stuff like that. And I think you can't be closed minded. And as long as the experience and the people that are attending, as long as they have that experience and there's no issues, and it's your job to make that happen, as long as that's the mindset when they leave that show, you've done your job.
Oh yeah. 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 You want to make sure that yeah, people leave with a smile. They're happy. They want more. They want to come Sunday when we're all gathered around for brunch and everybody's like, I wish we just had one more day of this. Like, yeah,
That's true.
yeah, yeah.
So I want to really thank you for taking the time to speak to me today. And I am thoroughly looking forward to the next 2 months. It can't come fast enough. It feels like it was just yesterday I was there last year, but this next 2 months is going to be very anticipating for me, and enthusiasm for it. And I look forward to every time I see one of your posts. I share it and I tell people everywhere I can in the community. I'm trying to get Bill Leach to come back this year, even though he said he's going to come back this year. I'm going to see if he can come back. I'm going to see him tomorrow. And I'm trying to get my
Awesome.
friend Jason Packard to come too. He said he probably won't be able to because his wife is giving him a hard time, but
Oh,
he's doing too
wow.
many conventions, she said.
Yeah, yeah.
Not
Oh,
spending as much time with him. And we all have that problem, don't we? If we spend
yes, we do.
time at conventions and toy shows, not enough time with our wives, we're gonna have some problems. Sorry, guys.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. So
So thank you
I
again.
don't blame. Yeah. No, I appreciate you having me on. This has been fun. And like I said, the next I know for myself, the next 2 months are just going to fly by. There is not enough time in between now and the show, but no, it'll be exciting. And just, yeah, keep looking for it. We'll keep pumping out stuff. And yeah, well, like I said, working on a couple more surprises, loading up a few more things in there. And yeah, just stay tuned.
All right. Thank you
All
very
right.
much, Brian.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys next time.